Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Smasher, and today I'm bringing you a review on Borderlands 2. So this is Gearbox's hotly anticipated sequel. I gotta tell you, I personally have been waiting for this all year long. Was an avid fan of Borderlands 1, and I've got countless hours pumped into that game. So this one was definitely high on my list for picking up this year, and I am glad that I did. So let's get down to the nitty gritty here. So Borderlands 2 picks up again on Pandora with a lot of new faces and a lot of new enemies for that matter. The story is it kind of follows along with the first one, so it's laced with sarcasm and gamer humor that make it like seriously funny. Uh, there are a lot of new faces, and the environments are a lot different in Borderlands 2. It's immersive. It makes it feel like this is Pandora's actually a living, breathing place this time. Uh, so let's start kind of first with what you're going to notice right off the bat is graphics. They are refined and looking good. It's still cel shaded, but it's clean, and the game itself runs super smooth. And you know, of course, that's always going to depend on what platform you're running it on and what kind of computer you're having. I was pegging 60 frames per second all the time, and I never dipped even during the crazy shootout scenes with lots of stuff going on in the game. We're going to touch again on graphics a little bit later, but for the most part, it's a beautiful game. Runs smooth. It's great. So they added some new guns to the mix. Yeah, not a funny joke. But anyways, you know, Borderlands has always been a game of we've got an amazing amount of guns, and this time they said it's 87 bazillion, which we all know is an amusing number, or a fake one, but nonetheless amusing. So either way, you know, the arsenal is immensely satisfying. You know, you get pretty much everything from weapons that explode when you reload them, you throw it like a grenade, or you all the way to grenades that bounce around until they hit people, stuff that lights people on fire, corrosive damage, electrical damage. You know, it's the same kind of stuff they had before, but they've really amped up the game this time, and they've come up with some pretty clever designs for things, which, you know, I don't want to on the review do any kind of spoiler action, so we're just gonna have to leave most of them for where they are. You know, environmental damage has been amplified from the first one. You're going to see it take on a kind of a different role. It's a more powerful weapon now, and it actually is. There's different ratings on that as well, and gun specs are getting really specific. The higher up you get, the more specific they become, and you know, it adds like a bigger dynamic to this game. So you have to sit there and study the guns a little more to compare them. It's not like right off the bat, okay, this one does more damage. Well, how much environmental damage does it do? You know, what's the critical hit percentage? You know, and things like that. There's a lot of different things on there that you want to take into account. And so again, that's going to make for hours of staring at guns on the ground between your friends, deciding who gets what and what fits Bet's character. For the most part, combat remains relatively the same. Criticals are always super important as they were before. You gotta shoot them in the head, and that's that, shoot them in the head. So there are some new things to this iteration of Borderlands. The storage bank was one of the add-ons in Borderlands 1, and you could store guns that is outside of your character. Now this is pretty neat. What they're doing is allowing you to store guns right off the bat. You can buy upgrades for this. You can get more guns in there down on the line. You've got to spend points within the game to get to that point. But you know, fairly early in the story, they're giving you a storage bank so you can mule extra guns at your home base. What they also did was add a locker that you can store guns in, and then come back in with another character and grab those guns out. Which was much easier in Borderlands 1. You had to get a friend, you had to have your friend take it, and you know, you had to bring another character in. It was kind of, you had to jump through hoops. Now they're just making it easy. You put it in this locker, you come back into the room with another character, bam, there it is. And it's easy as that. Another one new thing that's in there is gambling. Now, I've got a whole video on this that I put out already, and you guys are going to want to check that out because it's a good way to farm out equipment, but that's for a different video. The gambling in this game is a new addition. So what you do is they have slot machines in your home base, and you can go in there, and they cost a bunch of money to pay. It's level dependent. You throw money in this thing, and it has the possibility of throwing out a grenade on you, and it explodes and you get hurt. Or it has the possibility of giving out nothing, or it can give you money, or it can give you super good weapons. And the best weapons that I've seen in the game so far have come out of that. So gambling is definitely something you guys are going to want to check out. You have storage deck and weapon capacity upgrades. So you're able to use these storage units to you buy these units, and then what these units do is they unlock additional weapon space or ammo space and or backpack space or bank space. You know, you buy these throughout the game with a certain kind of points, and I'll explain that within the game. But anyways, it's a neat new addition to the game. Badass points are brand new to Borderlands 2 now. These things are awesome. So I would say you get it for doing badass stuff, but you really don't. You get it for grinding. So if you go out there and you kill, 500 skags or whatever, you're going to get X number of badass points. Now, once you reach certain milestones within the badass points, you get a badass token. Now that token can be used to up permanently something on your character, whether it be environmental damage, gun damage, less gun recoil, overall shield capacity is higher, so on and so forth. You can add these little bumps to your skill set over the entire breadth of the character. Now it's an interesting addition, and I gotta say, so far I really like it. It rewards players for grinding. And so, Borderlands is kind of a grind game. There's a lot of grinding going on in it, and, you grind for better gear, and this is also grinding for better skill sets. So, new skill trees are more balanced in this one. Everybody knows in the first Borderlands that Mordecai, the sniper in Borderlands 1, was OP, and he was seriously OP. Once you leveled that dude up, there was no one else that even mattered anymore. This one, the characters seem more balanced, and so far, anyways, we've read through all the skill trees. I haven't maxed the character out yet. I don't have that much time in, but I have played this game. I've pumped in a lot of hours to it already. But the skill trees seem to be fairly balanced, and I'm having fun so far. I'm building one character. I've got a Gunzerker up, and I'm enjoying that so far. So another addition is cash, health, and ammo are automatically picked up now. So this is a big improvement over Borderlands 1. And I gotta say, you guys are really gonna enjoy that feature, because now you just run through groups of dead guys and it picks up all the fluff, and you can just leave the good stuff on the ground and get to it later. Now you also have character skins. Now this isn't just changing the colors of the character. This now is actually changing the facial features as well as the colors of the character, which is pretty neat. And you can find those throughout Pandora, and you can also buy them through vending machines. It's also added a couple of extra slots. You can fight vault relics that give you a certain boost, and you can also get grenade mods as well as your shield. So let's get on to the co-op here. So if you like exploring and looting, especially in a co-op environment, this game is totally for you. Borderlands at the core it's an amazing co-op game, and the co-op dynamic adds so much more to the game that can't be achieved with single player. I can't say enough about the co-op. So I highly suggest you play this with friends. The characters, they intermingle so well. Like Siren can run up and phase lock somebody, and then everybody else can just pile around him and shoot him in the head, and it makes it's so much better to play with people than it is not. Not to mention that all the cash that everybody picks up is shared, and all the iridium that everybody picks up is shared, and so it makes for a better gameplay. I think Gearbox in their core designed this game to be played by 4 people. I'm not saying you have to play with 4 people, but at least play with a buddy or 2. So I'm going to talk about graphics for a little bit, and this probably going to bend some people out of shape because this isn't an NVIDIA only function. I heard that you're able to do this with the other cards, but you have to jump through some hoops. I'm not going to touch on that because I don't have enough information to be able to effectively talk about it. But I'm running on an NVIDIA card. The PhysX is amazing. And back up for a second, this doesn't apply to consoles either. So if you're running an NVIDIA card on PC, you're going to get the PhysX effect, and you're going to get a visual treat. The visuals are absolutely stunning in this game. The particles, the explosions, when a gun hits a wall, the sparks flying, it looks great. So you're just going to want to make sure that, if you do have an NVIDIA card, you enable PhysX and everything's just going good because it looks beautiful. So, basically in conclusion here, Borderlands 2 really builds on a proven system that was well liked on 1. The gameplay is refined, the controls are solid, the environment is immersive, and I cannot say enough again about the co-op. It is so much fun to play this game with friends. And bottom line is, I highly recommend you pick up this game. I know it's early in the season, the game season has really started for 2012. But this should be high on your list because you're going to pump a lot of hours into this game. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget to subscribe.